Hello everyone. We are from Group 9. I'm Hans Matthew.
I'm Shiva Kaila Fasya.
I'm Nadia Naura Mariam, and we will present our analysis about public science at Gelora Bung Karno Stadium.
Stay tuned.
Gelora Bung Karno Stadium, located in Jakarta, Indonesia, is a landmark multi-purpose venue with a rich history dating back to 1962. Named after Indonesia's first president, Insinyur Soekarno, it is one of the largest stadiums in Southeast Asia, accommodating around 77,000 spectators. Gelora Bung Karno is a part of a border sports complex featuring facilities for various sport, entertainment, and community events. Over the decades, it has hosted prestigious events such as the Asian Games, Southeast Asian Games, international football match, and high-profile concerts, making it cultural and social hub in Jakarta.
As a fertilized public facility, Gelora Bung Karno seamlessly integrates sport, entertainment, and social engagement. Its adaptability allows it to host diverse events, including athletic tournaments, music concerts, cultural celebration, and exhibition. This is multifunctional nature maximizes its usage and cements its role as a space where people from different backgrounds gather to share experience. From supporting Indonesian national football team to welcoming global artists and large-scale festivals, Gelora Bung Karno exemplifies how public venues can foster unity and inclusivity.
This qualitative study employs field observation and photo documentation to collect 5 samples of linguistic signs at Gelora Bung Karno Stadium. The data we are analyzed using the following framework. First, pragmatic speed act theory to identify directive, assertive, and commissive act. Second, semiotic Barthes analysis including denotation, connotation, myths to interpret meaning. Third, linguistic landscape, top-down and bottom-up frameworks to determine the sign origin.
Sample 1. As you can see, there is a sign that say no parking, pick up, and drop off only. In pragmatic perspective, it serves as a representative by the public signs functions as a directive speech act, instructing drivers not to park and to use the area exclusively for pickups and drop-offs. 2. There is a sign that say assembly point or titik kumpul. In pragmatic perspective, this public sign displaying the text titik kumpul or assembly point and a symbol of people with central pointing arrows serve a dual pragmatic function, according to Searle's speech acts theory, as a representative or assertive act and directive speech act. Sample 3. There is a sign that says toilet restroom. In pragmatic perspective, the public signs toilet restrooms primarily performs directive and representative or assertive speech acts under Searle's framework. It directs individuals to the designated area for restroom use and assert the location's purpose. Sample 4. There is a sign that says halte bus or bus shelter. In pragmatic perspective, the signs halte bus or bus shelter primarily serve as a representative act by stating the fact that this location is a bus shelter, while also functioning as a directive by guiding passengers to wait for buses here. Sample 5. There is a sign that says bicycle parking or parkir sepeda. In pragmatic perspective, the public sign parkir sepeda or bicycles parking, accompanied by a bicycle symbol, functions as a directive speech act under Searle's theory. Its purpose is to guide and instruct individuals to park their bicycles in the designated area.
Semiotic theory by Bartos. First sign, no parking, pick up and drop off only. Denotation, no parking, drivers are not allowed to park or stop in the area except for the purpose of picking up or dropping off passengers. Pick up and drop off only, the area is designated only for vehicles that are there to pick up or drop off passengers. Connotation, a symbol that reflects the acceleration of passenger drop off or pick up the processes. Next, myth. Sometimes, some people think this area is the most important place to pick up passengers in this location. Next sign, assembly point. Denotation. The denotative meaning is that this sign is a sign that indicates at some point a certain area where the designated area people should gather in an emergency or to gather in other conditions. Connotation. A gathering point is often perceived as a location that provides a sense of safety in certain conditions, and it can also be considered a point of solidarity. Might. Regarding the might of this sign, the community sometimes believe that a gathering point is a safe place to go during emergencies when they don't know where to turn. Next, toilet restroom. Denotation. This sign indicates that area there is a toilet in this vicinity. The two images next to the text depict that this toilet is provided for two genders. Connotation. This creates the perception that gender separation is something that must be strictly adhered to and has become a traditional part of specific gender separation in public facilities. This gender separation for men and women has existed since the Victorian era. This separation reflects the importance of maintaining privacy and boundaries in interaction between genders. Next sign, halte bus or bus shelter. Denotation. It indicates or refers to a waiting area or point for boarding a bus, and is also served as a sign for the bus to stop and pick up or drop off passengers. Connotation. The bus stop area signifies the presence of a public transportation system that can be utilized by the community and plays a crucial role in life and activity, especially in urban areas. Might. The recent design used image to make it more recognizable as a universal symbol and to assist individuals with reading difficulties. Next sign, bicycle parking or parkir sepeda. Denotation. This sign refers to a specific place or area designated for bicycle parking. Connotation. It suggests that the location supports individuals who enjoy cycling and living a healthy lifestyle. Might. The presence of this symbol leads people to believe that locations offering bicycle parking are considerate of those who are active cyclists.
Now, let's see the sign from the linguistic landscape perspective. The first one, This is a bottom-up sign. It was created by the authorities of a cafe in the Gelora Bung Karno area. Design provide information and command that need to be followed by visitors to the cafe. Design convey its message through text and image. The topmost text read "No parking," indicating that no vehicle are allowed in that area. Below it is an image accompanied by the phrase "pick up and drop off only," which further emphasizes the meaning of the image on the sign. Due to the vast area of Gelora Bung Karno, many drivers often look for place to rest or simply park their cars to engage in activity at Gelora Bung Karno. Therefore, design was created to inform that this area is not a parking space for those who wish to visit the cafe or not. The next sign is a top-down sign. It was created by the official authorities of Gelora Bung Karno. This sign is green and features a visual display consisting of image and text. It is written in both Indonesia and English. The sign is located in an area free from tall buildings and trees. It provides information and command for visitors. Since this area is often used for exercises activity such as jogging or running, not only by local residents but also by foreigners. The sign was created in two languages, with Indonesian writer at the top and English below. The purpose is to ensure that it is understood not only by the Indonesian community but also by tourists in case of an emergency. The next sign is top-down sign, created by the official authorities of Gelora Bung Karno with the purpose of serving as a public information tool. This sign is hung above a building. It is written in English, using visual of image and text. The image depicts gender symbol for human, and the text is written in two colors, red and black. The use of the word toilet on the sign is intended to be understood by the general public, as opposite to using the term kamar kecil or small room. Below it, there is a word restroom, which reinforces the function of the building where the sign is installed. The next sign is top-down sign, created by the official authorities of Gelora Bung Karno. This sign display visual in the form of text and image, written in two languages, Indonesia and English. The area of design is located at the edge of the road. Therefore, design was created as a means of conveying information about the function and use of the area. In addition, it also helps local residents and tourists know where they can get rides to explore Gelora Bung Karno. This is the last sign. It's a top-down sign created by the official authorities of the Gelora Bung Karno area. Design contains visual in the form of image and text, written in two languages, Indonesia and English. The Indonesian text is larger than the English text. Considering the placement of the sign is located at the edge of the road, it serves as a barrier for visitors who wish to transition from cycling to walking. With the creation of this sign, not only local residents can understand it, but tourists can also comprehend the function of this area. So guys, what the conclusion from our analysis?
The conclusion from our analysis, we conclude to enhance visitor experience. Gelora Bung Karno provides the comprehensive signage and navigation system, ensuring accessibility for both domestic and international guests. Multilingual sign Indonesia and English, supported by pictogram, clearly direct visitor to interest, restroom, parking area, and even specific zone.
And also, digital information boards provide real-time updates, while accessible features like ramps, elevator, braille signage, and audio announcement cater to diverse needs. These efforts make Gelora Bung Karno not only a venue of historical and cultural significance, but also a modern, inclusive space that supports the needs of its visitors.